What's up, guys? It's your boy Darkskin, and today we are going to be explaining every single stat in the game. Now, I've had a lot of people asking me a couple of different questions on what certain stats do, whether that's elemental mastery, physical damage bonus, etc, etc, etc. So, we're going to go ahead and be breaking down every single stat in the game so that you guys can understand what you're putting into your character and why you're putting that into your character. As far as, you know, artifacts, weapons, etc. So, starting out, let's go ahead and go to the top. Starting out, max HP, you know, self-explanatory. It is just the max hit points that your character has. Now, my max hit points of my Beto is 8,597. The 7,680 is coming from outside sources, meaning weapons and or artifacts. Now, if you go to my artifacts, you'll see that she has an artifact that's giving her 3,571, and then she has an artifact that's giving her 34% HP, plus a couple of, you know, substats that are also giving HP as well. So, basically, all of those stats combined is what's giving her, you know, all of that. So, as you can see right here, 7,680, whenever you go to your artifacts, 7,680. So I'm getting that from the artifacts. Moving on to the attack. Attack stat is the base damage you will deal, like at base value. So let's say no outside factors. No outside factors like no, you know, artifacts, weapons, etc. I will do 509 damage. Now, if we add on the weapons, artifacts, and all of that, you know, the percents, the base numbers, I will be doing an increase of 965. Which will be 1,474. Now that is before we get into enemy defenses and resistances. So, there you go for that. Now for defense, defense is going to be how much damage you can basically reduce. So, you know, I have 427 defense plus 117, which are coming from artifacts. If an enemy, so say I have 400 defense and an enemy hits me for 1,000, I'll basically only take 600 damage of that 1,000 damage that they did because I have 400 defense. Now, moving on to elemental mastery. This is a big one that a lot of people don't necessarily understand. I've looked it up. I've been all morning. I've basically been looking at information and everything like that. The higher a character's elemental mastery, the stronger the elemental energy that can be released. Increases damage caused by vaporize and melt by 13.7%. Also increases damage caused by overloaded, superconduct, electrocharge, shattered, and swirl by 32.9%. Increases the damage absorption power of shields created through crystallization by 21.9%. So, elemental mastery is not increasing your element's damage per se. It is increasing the elemental fusion of your element plus someone else's element. So say I use water and then the enemy is wet, and then I use Beto's electricity. Since the water electricity becomes superconduct or electrocharge, that right there is what basically what elemental mastery is being used with. So it's not just raw damage, right? Elemental mastery is not just raw damage. It's not just, oh, well, let me throw a lot of elemental mastery on my character, and then my character's just gonna do a lot of lightning damage, right? So that's not how that works. That's not what that is. But yeah, so after, you know, testing it a little bit this morning, looking some stuff up, etc., that is what that is. So that is not going to be raw damage for your character. That's going to be more damage whenever you fuse that with another element, which they all have all the names here. Vaporize, melt, which would be, you know, fire, water, fire, and then fire, ice. Overloaded, superconduct, electrocharge, shatter, and swirl, which, you know, shatter is going to be earth or geo. Swirl is going to be wind. Electrocharged is going to be electricity, water. Superconduct is electricity, ice, and then overload is electricity, fire. So that's going to be all of those. So that's what this is. And then, you know, crystallization is geo as well. Or shatter. What is shatter, man? I forgot what shatter is. I completely forgot what shatter is. But anyways, there you guys go. So that's how that works. Now, your max stamina. Max stamina is just going to be how long your character can, you know, run, dash, etc. Nothing too crazy about that. Crit rate is going to be, now you pay attention because a lot of people don't know this. Crit rate is going to be how often you crit. So if my crit rate is 100%, I will crit 100% of the time. If my crit rate is 20%, on average, I will crit 20% of the time. So if you want to build a unit to crit, you're going to need a lot of crit rate, right? You're going to need, you know, 60, 70% crit rate. That's what crit rate is. Crit damage is how much that crit will do. So if you have low crit damage, you're going to only crit a little bit higher than your normal attack. Now, if you have a lot of crit damage, then you're going to crit a lot more than your normal attack, right? Which your crit damage is going to be multiplied based off of your attack stat, etc. So that's how crit damage and crit rate work. Healing bonus. Healing bonus is how much your character will heal. So say I'm using Barbara and I heal, healing bonus is going to make me heal more. Now, incoming healing bonus is how much you get healed. So say I have Barbara on my team and I have Beto on my team. If I heal with Barbara, if I heal Beto with Barbara, Beto will get healed more if she has incoming healing bonus percents. So that's how healing bonus works in the game. Energy recharge. Energy recharge is increases the amount of energy generated with each elemental particle and elemental orb. The higher the value of this number, the more energy is generated. So long story short, whenever you damage enemies with an element, etc., you will get like this energy orb or energy particle, whatever you want to call it. Energy recharge is how much energy you get back from that orb. Energy being for your ultimate, right? So that's what that is. Whenever you get the particle or the energy orb, energy recharge is going to determine how much energy you get back from that orb. So you've seen units like Venti get his ult back almost immediately. You've seen Kaching get her ult back almost immediately. They have a lot of energy recharge, so they're going to be getting a lot more from those orbs. Reduced CD is just literally cooldown reduction. Reduced CD decreases the cooldown for characters' elemental skill and elemental burst. The higher the value of this number, the shorter the cooldown. That's self-explanatory. Power Shield. Power Shield increases the ability of shields to absorb damage. The higher the value of this number, the more the damage can be absorbed. So basically, for Geo characters that create shields, if you have more into this percent, your shield will be stronger. Also, if you create a shield like Noelle, her shield will be stronger as well. Now, Elemental Mastery is for combinations of elements. Down here is going to be element specific. So basically, Pyro damage bonus, Hydro damage bonus, Dendro, which Dendro is not an element in the game, but if you guys have seen those little like plants in the ground that pop up, those are Dendro. Electro, Anemo, Cryo, Geo. So all of those, if you have, like, say you have Pyro damage bonus, you'll do extra damage with fire. So that's pretty much how that works. So in the game, there's artifacts that give you like a damage bonus, right? And I'm gonna try to find one real quick. I have one somewhere. Yeah, Pyro damage bonus percent. So basically, this is gonna be me doing more damage. So that's where the individual damage comes from. A lot of people have been wanting to farm. There's like a set over here. Is it this set? Or is it another one? I'm forgetting which set it is. I'm not sure which set it is, but there's a set that a lot of people are wanting to run on D-Luke because it gives out, you know, extra Pyro damage, basically. I'm not sure which set it is or where it is, but anyways, that's what that is going to be. So, yeah, but anyways, the last one is going to be physical damage bonus, which a lot of people don't know what this means. So, basically what they're doing is they are pretty much making physical damage. It's not an element, but they're making it like its separate thing, because all of these are going to be elemental resistances, and the physical damage bonus is basically going to be without element resistances. So anything that's, you know, without element is physical damage. So if you like put percents in the physical damage bonus, it's basically going to increase your damage as far as whenever you're not doing elemental damage. Now the thing about attack goes into everything. So if you have a high attack stat, you're going to be doing increased damage as far as, you know, your elemental skills, your auto attacks, all of that. But let's say you have percents into your physical damage bonus. These physical damage bonuses are going to be put into your attack for your autos. Same thing with, like, say you have fire, say you're D-Luke and you have like Pyro damage bonus. That Pyro damage percent is going to be put into your attack for your fire. So that's how physical damage works. Now, all of these have resistance as well, and that's basically just how much less the damage they do to you. So if you have 15% Pyro resistance, say I hit you for 100 damage in Pyro, I'm only going to be doing 85 damage because you have 15% Pyro resistance. So that's how it works as far as that. So that is pretty much everything over all of the stats and how all of the stats work. There you guys go. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you found this useful. I hope you learned something today, maybe. But anyways, that's going to be it for this video. Be sure to give it a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Comment down below. Tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. With that being said, I will see you guys next time. Peace.